Greetings, citizens, and welcome to a special episode of Real Comic Heroes Podcast. I'm Travis.
And I'm Patrick.
So, this was a odd one. We reviewed a movie that wasn't on our list. It's called Love in the Time of Monsters.
From 2014.
Yeah.
So, we've jumped ahead a little bit, but for good reason.
Yeah. A while back, I was having a Twitter conversation with a friend of the show, Rory, and we were talking about, I think I asked him if he had seen Wolf Cop. I forget what movie he had recently watched, and it was like a B movie, I think, and so I asked him if he had seen Wolf Cop, and then someone else tweeted at both of us and asked, if we had seen Love in the Time of Monsters. And he explained he was the producer of the movie, Andy Gunn, and we got to talking, and he asked if we'd seen Love in the Time of Monsters. He said less wolf, more squirrel, same comedy. So yeah, we got to talking, and he sent me the link to the movie, and asked if we would watch it, give our thoughts on it, kind of give it a review, and so that's what we're going to be doing today, is talking about Love in the Time of Monsters.
So I was the one that introduced Travis into the world of Wolf Cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Just because, I don't know, I like that kind of, not low end, but not like high quality Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like kind of films with like sort of a dark humor, kind of like Evil Dead.
Right.
Kind of like over the top effects.
Yeah.
And you'll know what I mean if you watch Wolf Cop. I won't spoil it for you. But it's memorable.
That's a rough one. It does have an interesting transformation scene.
Yeah.
When he goes into wolf mode.
It's right up there with American Werewolf in London.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thriller.
Yeah.
The classics.
The classics, yeah.
It was pretty impressive, though.
Yeah.
Like the audacity to pull off that transformation.
Yeah. So check out Wolf Cop if you haven't watched it already.
But I can see where he thought, we might watch this.
Yeah.
It's along the same vein.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Real Comic Heroes Twitter feed just from the past, and it was Rory had watched Zombievers, which I had watched, a while ago. So he was talking about that movie, and then that's what prompted me to ask if he'd seen Wolf Cop, and then that's what, prompted.
So does he have like a Twitter alert when anyone mentions Wolf Cop or Zombievers?
No, he must have already been following Rory maybe, or following us at the time. I don't think he was following us at the time, but that's at it's the Love and Time of Monsters Twitter feed is at Uncle Slavko.
Nice.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah. That name makes a little more sense if you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
So I don't think we'll tackle this because we've just watched the movie and took some notes while we were watching. So we haven't done the research that we normally do with a James Bond or a Star Wars movie. So we haven't taken the notes of like pros, cons, heroes, villains, that kind of,
It's more of a reaction.
Yeah, I think we just talk about what we thought of it. We'll go through it. Maybe at this point, are we spoiler free? Are we just going to talk openly? I would definitely suggest people go and watch Love in the Time of Monsters.
It's not really I don't feel it's like a spoilery kind of movie.
That's true.
There's no big...
It's a horror movie.
Yeah, it's not a big reveal. It's a horror movie. It's, horror comedy kind of.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we can just talk about it.
Yeah,
and hopefully people have seen it.
Yeah.
If not...
And we've warned them ahead of time.
Yeah.
That we're watching this, so watch it before you listen to this.
Yeah. Okay.
So, there's no, moose buffalo monster isn't your father's brother's cousin or any twist like that.
Right. This one didn't kill your parents.
There's no big reveal, so I don't think it's really that spoilery.
So we'll just talk about it. And I think start off at the beginning and just suggest that people do watch it.
Oh, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I had a good time with it, but this is like my kind of movie.
Right.
So.
It's definitely in the vein of... I didn't get as much of a Wolf Cop vibe. I got more of a Zombievers...
Yeah, effects-wise, but, like, comedy-wise, I saw Wolf Cop. Like, Wolf Cop had his buddy... Or not his buddy, but that sort of comedic relief guy. Yeah. And it was kind of that dark humor.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but... Yeah, I could see the Zombiever just because of...
Cabin in the Woods kind of horror movie where things are attacking the...
Yeah. So, yeah, we open up this movie with Paul Bunyan.
Yeah.
And right off the bat, I was like, oh, that giant statue's going to come to life and start crushing people.
I didn't know what to think. It's this giant, like, papier-mâché kind of looking Paul Bunyan statue.
Yeah, it's a tourist trap.
Yeah, tourist... Like, some family is,
world's largest Bunyan statue.
Yeah.
Not Bunyan, but Paul Bunyan.
I really liked the intro. I kind of felt like I saw where it was going. It didn't go exactly where I thought it was going. But I liked that it was, the father was just trying to get his daughters into into getting a picture with this giant Paul Bunyan statue.
Like you do.
Like you do. I thought the mom was gonna get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I figured the dad would be taking a picture as the mom got.
See, I thought it was gonna kill the kids.
That's true.
And there'd be a picture of that.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm a little darker.
Yeah, and it's one of these like the girls kind of they're playing on this statue. I don't know if we want to just actually talk about what happens, but I. After watching what happened, I thought, okay, I wrote down a theory, like an early on just theory, that these girls are kind of like in Final Destination, where like it's a chain reaction of events.
I gotcha. Yeah,
these girls are like, they're going to cause, everything.
Yeah.
And they loosen this axe by climbing on it, and then the axe falls and kills their dad.
As he says, a line that's used over and over in the movie.
Yeah.
What was it? Like, I thought it was like, I love family vacations, or...
It's either that or best family vacation ever, but it might have been I love family vacations.
Yeah, I think it's I love family vacations.
And as intros go, this one was solid. It was really fun.
I just like the cheesiness of the dad, like the... it was just...
Oh, yeah, dad was super corny.
The mom was, momish.
Yeah.
And the kids were being kids. And then all of a sudden, a giant axe kills their dad.
Right. In front of the kids,
I like that it cut to, like, dark, and you just hear screaming.
Yeah.
Like it...
See, and that's why I thought it was going to be the mom, because I thought that as the axe fell, the dad was going to take a picture, or was he taking a... Is it a video camera, or...
I think it was video camera based on the effect.
That's true. So I thought he was going to actually pan over and see the wife get chopped in half. That's what I was kind of waiting for. But this was equally, entertaining.
And then jump cuts 15 years into the future.
And we see the daughters, right?
Yeah.
They're in the car on their way to a vacation. And this is kind of going back to that theory that they cause everything. Because the one girl driving throws something out the window and it hits...
Chester.
The hunter, Chester, and he shoots a bird out of the air. That bird falls in the swamp.
Yeah, well, he was aiming for Bigfoot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Bigfoot's in this movie. Or
a guy dressed as Bigfoot. Spoilers.
Yeah.
This is so hard to talk about. It's so ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but it was really tough to take notes because once we got sent this movie, I didn't do any I didn't want to go into it with any expectations. So we didn't know where this movie was going at all. So it was a surprise that there was a Bigfoot element. Like they go to this family lodge, and it's a restaurant / lodge.
It's like a Cracker Barrel in the middle of nowhere.
Kind of, yeah. That has a very Americana theme. Yeah. And then they do, Bigfoot tours where they'll take tourists through the woods, and then they'll have actors, in Sasquatch costumes.
Yeah. And then you got Davy Crockett kind of looking guy.
Yeah. The tour guide.
Yeah. And then you got Abe Lincoln for For some reason. I don't know what his job was exactly.
He was very into music, so maybe he was just the DJ Lincoln.
Maybe. But then you had like a hula group.
Yeah, there was
the Kahuna guy, Big Kahuna. So
yeah,
they were all over the place.
This resort was very just saturated in Americana. Like there's at one point we see a commercial for Uncle Slavko.
Oh yeah,
and it's got like pictures of Reagan and George Washington and
fat guy sitting on the couch relaxing.
Yeah. So yeah, like Uncle Slavko is this foreign guy who came over and started up his American dream of opening this restaurant / lodge.
Or did he? Spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was when she hit the guy with the bottle, unbeknownst to her, and he was shooting at Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And when I saw who was playing Bigfoot, I was like, "That's Jason Voorhees."
Right. Yeah, you recognized him immediately. I wouldn't have recognized.
I've seen him in like documentary on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Kane Hodder, I think is his name. So he's in this movie.
When you said Lincoln was played by
Doug Jones. I was really pleasantly surprised. I think I might have seen him when I looked up the movie just to do a little bit of like when it came out. I saw his name in the credits, but had forgotten that until we started watching it. Doug Jones is huge in the comic book movie realm. Like he was in Batman Returns as one of the clowns. He was in Hellboy as the physical performance of Abe Sapien. Let's see. He was the physical performer for Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four sequel. I mean, his credits go on and on. I think he's been in like Buffy, a bunch of TV shows. Just a very like versatile character actor. He played the Fawn in Pan's Labyrinth and the Angel of Death in Pan's Labyrinth, like a bunch of the Thin Man or the Pale Man. So he's worked with Del Toro quite a bit.
So
and he's
big physical actors.
Yeah. Nice. I think he started out as a mime. I mean, he was very like because he's very tall and very thin, and he can move.
His body
creepily.
is his instrument.
Yeah, and he's an Indianapolis native. Like he went to.
Really?
He's from here. He went to Ball State, I think. So
I didn't do any research.
I just already know that about Doug Jones because I'm a big fan of his. So,
and his name is Doug in the movie.
Yeah. So I was really happy to see Doug Jones,
aka Dr. Lincoln.
Yeah, yeah. He's in this terrible Lincoln beard and stovepipe hat throughout the movie. So, and he's also our resident scientist / monster expert in the movie.
yeah, he has ridiculous knowledge.
Yeah.
For a Abraham Lincoln maybe DJ.
Yeah.
In a podunk town of nobody.
Yeah, because at one point they asked him, what he's doing here. He's so intelligent. Why is he here? And he gives the line about the economy, such and such. And,
Yeah, he's basically MacGyver.
Yeah.
Like he can fashion a serum that will reverse it by getting the chemical compound of the waste that was dumped. It's like a ridiculous leap in faith.
They science the science out of the science.
I love it.
Let's see. We meet. I'm trying to think. The Uncle Slavko is played by. I immediately recognized him from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. He played Friar Tuck, which was. I mean, I watched that movie as a kid, like a lot.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was just a weird timing. One? Yeah, Kevin Costner. Yeah, but he played Friar Tuck.
Weird.
And then, like I was telling you, he played the hypnotherapist in Office Space. That kind of starts him down his path of like not caring.
Man, he got old.
Yeah, I don't know. He kind of looked the same to me.
Because like in the Office Space, he's got like the beard and like he's got color in his hair.
Yeah,
and
I
don't know. He just I guess it has been a while.
Yeah. And I really expected him because at one point his accent kind of dropped in and out. like one of the attack scenes. So I thought he was going to be a guy playing,
like that was a character.
Yeah, like I thought he was going to be American playing just this weird foreign guy, but
he was a weird foreign guy.
Yeah, he was a weird foreign guy.
Not that all foreign people are weird.
No, just
Rory.
People that want to start Americana restaurants and tourist attractions.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what, it's like a sort of a... I've seen it before where, you have somebody that's new to America being over...
Yeah.
Blown American.
Right.
I've seen it in other movies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whether they're, running like a...
What a country.
Yeah. It's kind of along those lines.
Yeah. So do we want to talk about kind of how the ball gets rolling here? Like what, how the monsters come to be and...
Yeah, essentially, well, drugs are bad, kids.
Yes, that's right. Just say no.
There's a bunch of guys that play a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
They're sort of like part-time actor.
Yeah, they're like mascot actors at Disney World or whatever.
Yeah. So they're just putzing around, going through lines because they have to study their 5 different acting lines.
Yeah.
Was it like the 5th script change or something?
Something like that.
For a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
And one of the guys, there's like a group of 5 or 6.
Yeah.
That one of the guys goes off, wants to light up a doobie, sees like a nasty part in the swamp.
Yeah,
and
like real gross.
I wrote down his line. He said, "Fuck nature, you gross."
I like that guy. Yeah.
Because, you don't know what it is at first.
I thought something was going to come out.
Yeah,
of
I
the
thought
water.
that was like a sleeping monster, like a swamp monster or something. Yeah. But he drops his doobie in there, tries to get it because it's still good.
Yeah,
I guess.
I think you could unroll it, maybe dry it out.
And if I'm remembering right, he just randomly falls in, right?
Well, it cuts away to the other group of Sasquatches, and then we hear him scream. And it cuts back, and he's like face down in the water. So we don't know.
Could have been like a fish or something that jumped out.
I guess so, or it could have been a raccoon or something that came out of the water. The duck or bird could have been what attacked him. I don't know.
But he's face down. Somebody goes looking for him.
Well, the whole group.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Goes
because they hear him screaming.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
and so they all head down there and.
That's Wes, yo.
He's not moving.
Holy shit. Oh, God, he's dead.
Damn it.
Call it in, Lou.
What do you mean call it in? I'm not taking the blame when you guys are probably all in possession. I'm out of here.
Wait a second. Drugs or not, you're the supervisor and you lost track of him, so it's your responsibility. It's your fault.
We're
all witnesses here, Lou. No,
without telling anybody.
If you would have done your job, none of this would have fucking happened.
Just call it in, man. I'm not gonna call it in. I'm not taking the blame for a bunch of punk, whiny-ass little bitches.
No one's gonna take the call, bitch, motherfucker. You call me a bitch?
Yeah.
I'll beat the fuck out of you, motherfucker.
Get off me. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, I will. Yes, motherfucker.
Stop it! Jesus!
Yeah, the water seems to be the ground zero.
It's definitely the catalyst.
Because even the guy they got, I call him the South Bend Shovel Slayer.
Chester.
Chester. He got bit up pretty good, and he didn't turn.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
And neither did what's her face, the girlfriend. Fiance.
Carla, I think.
Okay.
It was Carla and Marla are the 2 sisters. Oh, and these are the sisters from the intro.
Yeah.
It's like 15 years later. I guess we already talked about
that. And then Agatha is just their friend.
Yeah,
runs the place.
And she exited the movie a lot quicker than I thought she would.
Oh, yeah. Super quick. The Red Sea.
That was funny. There were a lot of funny lines about... the guys are watching the yoga class.
The Yeti guy or the Sasquatch actors, they're just hanging out watching them do yoga.
One of them says something about
it's like I'd like to part her Red Sea.
Part her Red Sea, and then the other one was like a pound her in the butt.
See, that's the kind of humor I'm into. Just ridiculous.
It was legitimately funny. I mean,
and then she comes by and he goes, "Speaking of Red Seas."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like those characters.
I did too.
It was a shame they lost their voice.
I was going to say that. Yeah, it's a shame that all those guys were essentially covered up in masks and makeup throughout the rest of the movie.
Because honestly, I could have done without Armando.
Yeah, the bartender. Armando. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if that was his character name.
It's probably a fake
Kahuna.
name. Right, yeah. We kind of learned that most of the workers, are all kind of putting on performances. Like the bartender is, plays up this Latin lover kind of character in order to,
get with the ladies.
And then we've got the Big Kahuna character who's this over the top, like he's
trying to be like
he's the party guy.
Yeah.
So he puts on shows, for almost like a luau kind of.
Yeah. I
guess
guess luau's American.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of weird what he is exactly.
Yeah, because he's kind of like a wild and crazy guy, like party animal. Like, but then he talks about being just a California guy. I think a kind of
surfer guy.
Surfer from a California town, but he's putting on like a Georgia accent, like a very southern accent, and he's performing,
as a Hawaiian guy. It's very confusing.
Yeah, because then he lets the character aspect of it drop and just talks to her.
Yeah,
talks to Marla just in his normal, accent. Tells her, "Oh, I'm gay," because she's hitting on him big time, not knowing,
just because she's desperate, because she knows it's cheesy.
And that's how they that's all we know about her is she's like desperate to get laid, because as soon as
she's afraid to love.
That's right.
She just bangs.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Sure.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
And the other sister is all about family. So they reacted differently to the trauma of dad getting axed by their actions.
Yeah. Yeah, because the mom calls and the Carla, the blonde sister, is very supportive of her mother's
gonna move next to her or close to her.
She coddles her, and because the mother is overly paranoid about vacations, because her husband got killed. And so, the one sister, Carla, is very sympathetic with her mother, but then the Marla, the dark-haired sister, is very dismissive of that whole.
She's closed off.
Yeah.
Cynical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did like the sisters
way more than it needs to be read into.
Yeah,
but I'm analyzing this
So we've got Marla. She goes from the Big Kahuna guy who turns her down because he's gay to instantly hitting on the bartender who's pretending to be this overly stereotypical Latin.
Kind of. I never liked him, and I wanted him to die the whole time.
Until he dropped the whole act and didn't want to go along with the plan and was calling out everyone on their dumb ideas and
him and Big Kahuna both wanted to die instantly.
Yeah.
And Big Kahuna I was still kind of on board with.
Yeah. We do see who's the first victim.
Who is the first victim? I didn't even write that down.
Because I noticed, because they attacked this person, I don't remember who it was. Well, and I think we both wrote down, how are they biting and ripping out people's throats?
I think they just might have been randoms.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily a character that we know.
Yeah. Because, they bite the crap out of them. They have fangs.
Yeah, and then we both wrote down, how are they biting while wearing these big masks,
Well,
but later we see...
Yeah, it shows that the mask is worn down by the mouth.
They probably bit through the mask to bite into the person.
Because they got extra strong jaws.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool, the idea of they're monsters wearing costumes.
Yeah. Because essentially they're basically zombie-ish, flesh-eating...
Yeah.
They're kind of zombies, I guess, except their bite doesn't infect.
Yeah, apparently, and I was really surprised by that.
And they have a time bomb.
And
I was kind of disappointed whenever I don't think we ever saw it. There was one explosion.
Yeah, but it didn't make
but I wasn't
sense
sure
if
that was what was supposed to be happening. Because
DJ Lincoln,
DJ Dr. Lincoln,
explains he gives this like big exposition dump, kind of halfway through the movie, explaining his theories on how they came to be and what their motivations are. Like, they're attracted by sound and movement. And the one guy's like, oh, like Jurassic Park, with the T-Rex. So that was kind of a cool nod. Yeah. The monsters are, he kind of explains that they're like zombies. We should be able to kill them with blunt force to the head. Yeah. And
but their glands are overworked, and eventually...
Yeah, they'll become faster and stronger, and eventually...
Their heads will explode.
And
I don't know if
that
it's
never really
thing.
Came back as... Yeah. It kind of did, we think, but that was a little unclear.
Possibly. I mean, they did get faster and more aggressive as the movie went on.
I was really expecting more from the head exploding part of it.
Yeah, I thought I would have seen one. Because even, part of the problem I had tracking all of these guys was the darkness of the movie.
That was a big kind of, probably our biggest gripe of the movie, our biggest con, would be the night scenes. We just couldn't see anything on screen.
The only one that stood out was Electro Squatch.
Yeah.
With the blue lightning around them or whatever.
Something we need to explain. Basically, these monsters they develop powers. Like one Squatch gets electrocuted, so now and as soon as that happened, I think we both kind of said it, like Electro Squatch, or Electric Sasquatch, and
Electric Sasquatch,
and so it cuts away, and we kind of both theorized that is he going to come back with electric powers?
Oh, yeah.
And he does. And then there's one that gets maced or pepper sprayed by the cops. And then that Sasquatch becomes Pepper Squatch. Because he's able to, mist out of his mouth, like spray people in the face.
And it melts their face.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of cool.
Just burn acid them. It's
spray, so I like the idea that these monsters develop more powers.
It's almost like they're a blank slate. Yeah. And then if they get in contact with something that can make them stronger, they'll...
I'm surprised we didn't get a fire Squatch. Yeah. You could have gone anywhere. Ice Squatch or fire. I was wondering, one of them got shot with bullets, and I almost expected, is one of them going to be able to shoot things out of their,
That would have just been ridiculous.
That would have been insane.
Come on.
Yeah.
They would have been like Captain Planet.
Yes.
Like they each have their
heart, fire, wind, water,
earth.
Yeah.
And then they form
powers combined.
I am Super Squatch, which kind of shows up later.
Yeah.
It would have been cool. I've been watching Voltron on Netflix.
I have too.
So if they would have combined it to a Mega Squatch.
Oh my god.
You form the arms and legs.
I'll form the head. That line always stuck out. I'll form the head. So, anyways, where did we?
We were explaining their adaptability,
but right before that, we were talking about.
Yeah, this movie goes all over the place.
It really does.
We were talking about the nighttime and how it was hard.
The nighttime, okay.
And you had the gratuitous half-naked woman running through the woods.
Yep.
You couldn't even see her.
I know. Poorly lit. We couldn't see what was going on. And this was one of the sisters that was... She wanted to go to this place because her boyfriend... She called him her fiancé.
Fiancé, yeah.
But I thought that they were... I didn't get a sense that they were still together. I don't know. But she wanted to surprise her fiancé by showing up.
Because he was secretly working this side job to afford a house.
Something, yeah. That becomes a big part of the movie later. So, of course, she gets attacked by her fiancé.
Who was dressed as a Squatch, one of the actors.
Yeah, and he scratches her. She hits him over the head with a bottle.
Yeah, and the whole time we're thinking she's going to turn into a Squatch.
I mean, and maybe that's,
It's just movies in general.
typical horror movie.
Yeah.
You get scratched by a zombie or a monster, and you're going to come back as a zombie or a monster later on. So maybe that was, when they were making this movie, do you think maybe we don't want to do the cliche monster trope of someone gets scratched and then later on they're going to become...
And it's a good way to keep some tension.
Yeah, because we were expecting it.
Yeah.
Kept waiting for her to show signs of turning, but it never happened. So it's kind of cool that they didn't go exactly where you expect them to go.
Yeah.
So at some point we get the sister that gets scratched wakes up in Chester's creepy murder shack, and he's literally pounding meat when she wakes up, and it sounds like, is he jerking off or?
Yeah, I think I put aggressively masturbating.
Yeah, but then we find out he's just literally hacking at this. I'm assuming it's a deer, but it was a big looked like a big side of beef.
Yeah, well, he said, "Do you want some venison?"
Yeah,
so, yeah, and he's the creepy old dude in the
he's the hunter, the one that's prepared for everything,
but
and then he has a backstory.
Yeah, everyone's got a story in this movie. It was insane how every character almost had their own story.
Yeah, because the bartender tells a little story.
Yeah. The wife of Slavko.
Yeah, she and the Chester, the hunter, have an old connection. They were old lovers, kind of thing, or maybe current lovers.
Yeah, I didn't know if they were married at one point.
Maybe. Yeah, he talks about if you let someone go, at this point, all the Sasquatches attack this big kahuna party, luau party.
Yeah, because they're attracted to the noise. And,
yeah. It's a pretty good, monster attack scene.
They rip off the head of that one chick, and then that
spine comes out with it. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. This is where Agatha gets killed.
Yeah.
Bunch of randos get killed, and then
somebody drives off randomly. Is that Slavko?
No, because he was in the cabin,
he is in there.
Lodge.
I couldn't figure out who drove off.
They made it almost seemed like a big deal that someone drove off, but it didn't amount to anything.
But I thought it was the same car that he took off in later.
Let's see. So it very quickly progresses from the attack on the party, and then the next time we're inside the lodge, and it's boarded up, and it's they've put a lot of time into,
yeah, they've
fortifying,
secured it.
and we're basically now we have our group of survivors, which is a couple of the employees, one of the sisters, and then we have a separate group of Chester, the hunter, and then we've got who I thought was the hero Sasquatch, the other actor that we thought died, didn't die. There was a flashback there of
which
how,
we think is because he was wearing the Sasquatch suit,
right? And so the other Sasquatches let him go.
Thought he was one of them, I guess.
Yeah, and then we've got the blonde sister, Carla.
Yeah, and there it sort of goes to a weird sequence where she finds her way back to the Good Time Lodge.
Yes.
And her sister sees her in the pitch black night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And does hand signals, and somehow that... I don't know if that was supposed to be funny because it was so ridiculous.
I think so. I think because the one sister's
she's just twirling her hand.
Yeah, giving weird hand signals, and then the guy asks her, well, how do you know what she's saying? And
she's like, I know my sister.
I know my sister. I think I know. She's telling us that downstairs is locked. We'll have to go around to the spiral staircase. And
I was like, that's just weird. It's so hard for me to see, and
I know.
I'm right next to them, essentially, from my viewpoint.
Yeah. But before that is when we get the cops showing up. They pepper spray the one, and one of the cops says, "It's a goddamn tweaker party."
Yeah.
Which is that was really good.
It was like Reefer Madness or something.
Yeah. Don't do drugs.
Yep.
And then, so at this point, basically
that point is when you notice that gunshots don't have any effect.
Right. And they can get back up after a gunshot.
After this point is when Dr. DJ Lincoln will explain
Yeah, because
all that stuff.
The sisters are reunited. Chester and the other guy are, basically the two groups have now gotten together. Everyone's under one roof.
Yeah, I thought the other non-monster Sasquatch actor was going to die.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when he threw his axe and he said, "Booyah," or something.
It,
he just hits the ground. He's like, "Oh, shit."
Yeah. And this is where one of those Sasquatches.
Yes.
So he starts, he keeps shrieking, letting out this almost like a siren call, like bird call.
Yeah.
And then at one point he, kind of vibrated and created, shock waves or something. And I don't know where this came from.
Maybe he got into the speaker at the luau. I don't know.
And this, as I also later, I think, was the pepper spray. But it might have been a different one.
I think it was a different one.
Okay.
So
this mutant, this monster with shockwave powers, I don't know where that came from. So that was a little
Because I remember there was one at the beginning when they took their masks.
Yeah, they all picked up
grabbed the wrong colored masks.
Yeah.
So I thought I could tell which one was which.
Okay.
But it was so dark it made it hard to tell. Because I thought that was going to be a point, to tell. I thought they did that so you could tell the difference between two.
Right. And we did have Electric Sasquatch, who is the guy that played Jason.
Yeah, and
I'm
glad
he was
keep
definitely
his mask off too.
Yeah, and he was always electrified, so he was obviously easy to pick out.
Yeah.
I was real confused by the Sasquatch with some kind of vibrational shockwave powers. That one, I don't know where that came from.
And it kind of slows down when they're in the safe haven.
Yeah, this is when we get the exposition dump of DJ Dr. Lincoln is telling everybody where they came from. There's a subplot about toxic waste being in the swamp.
Yeah.
And instantly we know that Slavko knows something about this.
He doesn't have a good
waste.
poker face.
No. He's implicated in, I guess, allowing people to dump toxic waste on his property.
Yeah, that's how he has all the money he has, because that place ain't bringing in the tip.
Okay, that makes more sense.
The reason for the boys' physical and neurological mutations is a super cocktail of hazardous waste that is altering their very DNA. Now, I found traces of medical waste in addition to military waste, pharmaceutical waste, heavy metals, acids, pesticides, and some sort of bacteria that actually thrives in pesticides. It's giving them plus 25 strength and endurance. They have sensitive, beast-like hearing and smell, yet their touch and taste has diminished. Visual interpretation is staggered, which means they find it easier to track a moving target than a still one.
Like Jurassic Park.
Their attention spans are low, out of sight, out of mind, it seems. Also, they're now eating human flesh.
Oh.
How did this happen?
One explanation is that there's a hazardous waste dumping ground up at the swamp.
Why, I am very upset. Who would do such a thing? That is my property, and I will find out who is responsible for whatever all that happens or turns out to be.
How do we take them down?
Massive body and head trauma. But I'd like to avoid that.
Are there any weaknesses we can exploit?
Well, kind of. The ooze is overloading their central nervous systems at an alarming, exponential pace.
Exponential?
Indeed. Brandy. In addition to their physical mutations, the boys are only going to get meaner and faster quicker until, their brains blow up.
And that's essentially what creates all these monsters. And then their plan is to go out to the swamp, collect a sample of the water.
So DJ Lincoln, Dr. Lincoln can analyze it.
Yeah, because there's a missing component, which I thought was the weed that got dropped into the water.
Yeah.
unclear on what the
It got scienced.
Yeah, they definitely scienced the science out of the science. So now we've got they come up with this plan to go out to the swamp. We've got, I keep calling him Hero Sasquatch because I don't know practically anyone's name.
I call him Whiny Actor Squatch.
Okay. Because he wasn't a hero, but he was definitely like the one Sasquatch that was normal, you know.
Yeah, he got left out of the fun.
Yeah. So we've got him, and he's armed with a stick with a ladle at the end. And we were confused about what kind of weapon is this. And then we've got the...
there's like a jar at the end of a stick.
Yeah, and that's... I guess her name is Jade, but her work uniform, her name tag is Oprah. I kind of like that.
That's her costume.
Yeah. So she is armed with a stick with a jar at the end of it. So that was really confusing until we saw what they were doing with it.
Got
and then
sample and then...
Chester's with them, kind of as, protection. So they're going out to collect the water sample. And at this point, we get our first non-zombie or non-Sasquatch monster.
Yeah, the fish. Is that? Is it the moose?
The moose. Yeah,
okay.
That's when Hero Sasquatch gets gored by this moose, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And it's another kind of the lighting is pretty dark, so all you really see are these antlers.
Yeah,
which is really all you need to see.
Yeah.
But we were wondering if it was a Sasquatch with antlers.
Yeah, we were basing everything on it being Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Everything was
yeah, because then the fish show up and we call them Sasquatch
or
salmon.
Yeah.
Because it's these salmon that have been mutated into almost like piranha, and they attack Chester.
Yeah. Yeah, and then...
Oh, but we didn't talk about the distraction. Big Kahuna dance party.
Oh, yeah.
So Big Kahuna and his dance partner have to there's a techno beat, which is what makes me think, DJ Dr. Lincoln was part of their
Yeah, there's that. There's lights. Get the Sasquatch to pay attention.
Yeah, they want them to all the Sasquatches. They want to, I guess, come up to the porch and try to get in where they barricaded it. So that's all happening, and then
why they have to dance, I don't know.
Yeah, they at this point, they're getting tired and worn out from dancing, and it's too much, and
they're the only ones that can dance.
Yeah, that was a little strange. I think anybody could move around and create a distraction, but not like that. I got the vibe that this was in Dirty Dancing, where you have, Patrick Swayze is the dance guy.
Yeah.
And his job is to not seduce women, but kind of he's the entertainment director kind of thing, where it's it's his job to dance for people and
feel they have a chance with them, so they
maybe
get a little more into it.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's no Swayze, because if he was, he would have done a throat rip.
Right.
Like in Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Which would have been awesome.
At what point, let's see. At this point, there was a lot more deaths than I expected, really quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think Jade/Oprah, I think she died by the geese or the birds. I think they killed her.
Did they?
It was kind of hard to tell. Everything was happening really fast.
Because I thought, maybe.
I think she got killed by the birds.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know at what point everything goes to shit.
Yeah.
They get Chester inside and he's all cut up and
dying. Gives
then,
his former old lady a grenade. Oh, no, that was before he left.
Mm.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the lady, really.
Yeah.
Chester gives his former lover a grenade in case things go bad. That'll come up later.
Yeah, she's married to Slavko or Uncle Slavko.
Yeah, she's married to Slavko, but is in love with Chester.
There's a lot of weird, character build.
Yes, every character has a thing.
Yeah. It's hard to keep track of all those subplots.
Yeah.
Backstories.
And is this the point where, what's his name? Big Kahuna
he goes out running as a distraction with fireworks or sparklers or whatever the hell it is.
Is this because they need to get the sample?
They need to get the group that went out for the sample in, so he's going to distract the Sasquatch away.
And for some reason, he gets naked with like sparklers on his helmet, and or maybe he's carrying big sparklers.
A chest plate of some sort.
It's weird costume that he puts on to go distract these guys. And so he's running off into the woods, and then eventually the Squatches catch up to him, and this is where one of them explodes, and we're not sure why.
We don't know if it... No, it's not the alcohol Squatch.
It's not, because he's tied up in
drunk Squatch. So maybe...
Because it was weird, because he's got these, like, not Roman candles, but not sparklers.
They're like flares.
Like flares. Yeah. And I thought maybe the drunk Squatch, because he was full of alcohol... combined with the flares, and that's why it blew up, but we don't think that was the same Squatch, so it's really confusing of why this one blew up, unless it was because his head blew up.
Yeah.
And that then took out Big Kahuna at the same time.
I don't know.
So that was a little murky as far as what happened there, but...
Yeah.
But we got Big Kahuna out of the way. He got blowed up real good.
Yeah, I'm waiting for... Yeah.
So I'm on. That's fine.
That's hero Sasquatch. Yeah. I'd love to know if there is a director cast commentary on the DVD of this.
Oh, maybe,
or digital download of this, because I'd love to know what really happened.
Yeah. Yeah, and then this part of the movie really slows down because we get like sister drama.
Yeah. You got Slavko scheming behind the scenes.
You got a little more of that. You got
taking first watch and all that, and you're like, don't let him do it.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to do something with the coffee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if he knocked him out with it.
Like, maybe. That could be.
Because he looks at the coffee cup like when he wakes up.
Someone asks him if he wants some coffee, and he's like, no, I don't want any coffee.
Yeah. That's
so, he might have like doped up the coffee. Yeah. But that's kind of a... Maybe that's what happened. We're not really sure.
Because he tells the other two to go to sleep. He he must have roofied him or something.
At this point, there was like a toxic formula that was in Chester's pocket. That now one of the sisters is wearing Chester's jacket.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a label that was on a barrel, maybe.
Right. So that's obviously that helps DJ Dr. Lincoln,
and he somehow finishes the antidote, even though he gets drugged and all hell breaks loose.
Yeah. We also get like the weird bartender backstory, sob story about how he deals with bullies. And then there's like I think it's supposed to be a cute moment where he talks about he's got this pimple coming in.
Yeah.
And they like kind of joke and it's supposed to be a lighter moment between those two about something completely off topic. And it kind of works. It was kind of a cute moment, but it's just weird, you know.
And I'm flashbacking a little because it's an important part to me. The Dr. DJ Lincoln, Slavko, and maybe the bartender are getting drunk.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Really quickly. Yeah. And they talk about who's coming in the morning.
Oh, that was great.
He's like, it's like is it the deaf camp kids or something?
We got like a busload of deaf kids that are supposed to be here in the morning.
So I was waiting for that the whole time.
Why didn't they show up? Because I thought foreshadowing for just a
I thought they'd be
buffet
walking
of school kids later on.
I thought they'd be walking off the bus. The Sasquatches are behind them. Yeah. They can't hear them coming.
Oh god!
And
that would have been epic.
I was just waiting for that. So bummer I didn't get to see that.
I think there were a couple of moments of like weird foreshadowing that doesn't come to be, like with the scratch on the stomach, and at this point, like Chester is all cut up from the fish. And we thought he was going to turn.
Yeah, he dies and doesn't come back.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say they broke against tradition.
Right.
So.
And good for them. Because
the deaf kid one really disappointed me.
Yeah.
Not that I enjoy seeing deaf children slaughtered, but it would have been an interesting scene.
Totally. Then we go, basically, dawn comes. It's finally morning. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of turns like...
It's just a slaughter fest.
Yeah.
Because Slavko...
Well, Slavko, he has... we assume he's now drugged everybody to sleeping.
Or I don't know if he's drugged everybody.
Right, but Brittany or Brandy, one of the dancers, or the dancer, she wakes up and she's like kind of groggy and thinks it's a normal day, and she's like, "Hey guys, we gotta open up," or like, like she's really out of it, and she comes downstairs and sees all these zombie Sasquatch squirrels. And then
everything's a Sasquatch, people.
Well, yeah, we're just gonna refer to all the monsters as Sasquatch.
Squirrel Squatch.
Something.
Oh, that's hard to say. Squirrel Squatch.
Squirrel Squatch. I think I had that. Squatch squirrels. Yeah.
Squatch squirrels.
So they attack her, and it's kind of fun because it's a mix of like she's getting like bitten everywhere by these squirrels, and one of them goes down her throat. So it's kind of a cool alien, like chest burster. Yeah, and then, emphasis on the chest.
Yeah, because two of the squirrels strategically bit the straps on her top.
Yeah. And I really thought that for a horror movie, it's really late in the game for nudity. You know? I'm fine with it, but typically you get the nudity would come like in the first act at the first attack.
I wasn't sure if they put like a fake chest on her.
I do think so. I think that was just a close up. Oh no!
Or was
the close ups was a fake chest with the chest burster popping out. Kind of cool. I mean,
they got their money's worth because they fixated on the eating of that.
Yeah, she's laying down on the ground naked, and then you got a bunch of the Sasquatches feeding on her body.
Yeah. They showed a couple
shots, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if Uncle Slavko let them in or if they just got in because they're squirrels.
And that's what you said, that maybe he drugged everybody, let the squirrels in, or just left the door open in order to have all the monsters take care of the house while he got away.
It was like a cover-up.
Yeah, because he's got a bag of money and a bag of other...
the
antidote. He's got the antidote,
And all the evidence.
Yeah, his plan is to get in the car, drive off.
And then randomly stop not too far away.
Yeah, they didn't explain why he stopped.
I don't know.
He stops and gets out of the car, and I thought maybe he hit something.
Yeah, that's true.
But they never showed anything like that.
Because his old lady's chasing him on a golf cart, so he could have easily gotten away.
Yeah, the wife catches up with him and then takes him out with... they have a big moment of... you never loved me. You were in love with Chester, and she was,
Slavko gets dark.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I owe you nothing.
Yeah. So she takes care of both of them with the grenade.
Yep. Somebody's head flies and hits the door, I think.
That was cool. Let's see. So then we got Armando. He takes over the golf cart.
Yep.
Which still doesn't explain why didn't he take the SUV, but we don't know why it stopped in the first place.
Yeah.
So maybe it couldn't drive. Maybe that's like a deleted scene.
Because he does go and get the bag.
Yeah, he gets the money bag. He gets... he's in the golf cart, and he
plows into...
hits one of the Sasquatches, And then, at this point, it's like...
Everyone's out in the open.
Chaos, everyone's fighting monsters. Let's see. We've got Electric Sasquatch. He shows back up.
Yep, he's after the sister. Marlene or Marla.
And that's when Carla takes the antidote and jabs her boyfriend, fiance. Yep. So he starts to become normal again.
Volleyball net, of course.
What's that?
He's trapped in a volleyball net, of course.
Yeah, that was funny. So there's just a lot of
it's chaos.
Chaos, yeah. But it's well done. I mean, it was, And then it's utter, you've
just when you think it couldn't get weirder. Electric Sasquatch gets an axe in the back of the head.
Yep.
By the sister.
Which really only distracts him.
Yeah.
It doesn't kill him. It just,
But it's Jason's Sasquatch, so you can't kill him easily.
That's true. Makes sense.
And what shows up is the real Bigfoot.
Real Bigfoot shows up. And it's interesting because it looks way better. I mean, obviously because the Sasquatches we've seen the whole time are poorly made, costumes. And poorly made in a good way. I'm not bashing the movie. It makes sense that they would look
It's like the
cheap, the gorilla trading
places.
Yeah. Yeah, so real Sasquatch shows up, and I like the look of real Sasquatch, and it's like a little bit taller than a normal human, and so it takes on electric Sasquatch, and the electricity doesn't affect it.
Hell no, it's the OG Sasquatch.
Yeah. So he's like bashing him in with the sign and takes him out. That was pretty cool.
It was a cool fight that he got with I called it the boss Squatch.
Yeah.
Because he had the electric power.
Right.
He was the seasoned veteran
Yeah,
Squatch actor.
He was in charge of all the guys before they turned into monsters. So.
Yeah. So that was a good little fight, and a gross sign into the skull.
Yeah.
Squish scene.
Yeah.
Although it looked like he wasn't going to go down still, and then he finally went down.
And that's when I expected a brain to explode. I really thought they would end it with, as he's laying there on the ground, with a signpost in his chest, like they were like really focusing on his face. So I really expected his head to explode.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to them like taking on all these animals. Basically, Sasquatch is fighting the moose, I think, and then everyone else is like bashing squirrels and birds and raccoons and bunnies.
Yeah, it's like a superhero fight sequence where they all get their own screen.
I thought about that. Like it was very like Avengers style, like final battle.
Yeah. Final battle. Fight.
And it's fun. I mean, it's set to music, and it's like cutting. Like it's the only time in the movie where it's almost like a montage where it's they separate the screen, and it's like little
it's just Slaughterfest
stylized way differently, but it works for this kind of final moment.
Hitting monster birds out of the air with baseball bats.
And it's just, you can tell they're just like, go nuts, just start bashing whatever you want,
And everything ends well. The good guys show up.
Basically.
Late, as usual.
Yeah, the cops show up. They
kind of, neatly put it away by slipping the formula to the sheriff.
Yeah, they gave him a notebook with all the answers, and the sheriff's like, "Well, this should explain everything." Or he's very confident without even looking.
Fishing for the rest of the season.
Yeah. The fiance starts turning normal-ish, so he's cured. And at this point, there's still no transformation from Carla, so we can assume that she's never going to turn into a monster.
Yeah, because even the later sequence after the credits, it was just him stepping on.
Yeah, like the
squirrels.
Before the credits, it pans up and you see all these like three, I guess, turkey vultures vultures like circling, and I'm guessing they're monsters.
Yeah, but
they don't, really know for sure. And then as the movie ended, I said, that there's definitely a post credits, so we're definitely going to wait around and watch that. And it aired, and it was just Bigfoot squashes a monster squirrel, and then he does like a heroic roar.
So he's cleaning up the forest.
I think that's the idea, is that he's going to now take care of any other monsters, and that's it. So there's no cliffhanger-y type tease for another movie.
Yeah, it was
that I was kind of expecting.
Yeah, and these movies tend to have that last scare.
Yeah, I think.
It's not over.
Did Wolf Cop have one? I forget if we watched.
I can't remember.
There might have been one. I know Zombievers had.
Yeah.
Like there was I want to say it ended with like a bee. Like there was a bee or a fly on a corpse of one of the Zombievers.
That's right.
So that's what I was expecting, more of like some type of monster would still be loose, But instead we get, Sasquatch as he's like stomping on a squirrel, which was cool, but not what I was expecting. So again, that's not a bad thing. I mean, they went against what we assumed would happen. So
yeah, but sometimes you like to get what you assume.
Yeah.
So it's a fine edge to play with, like going against grain and going too far against the grain.
Right. And I mean that's love in the time of monsters.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think I only had two like bummers. Like, the exposition of like just taking too long with everyone's backstory. And
I was fine with the exposition scene of here's what the monsters are, here's how we kill them. That was fine. But yeah, you're right.
All
The
the
slowdown of
backstories
this,
and-
the sisters getting in a fight with each other. We didn't even talk about
Armando and sister, the Slavko,
the love story
wife.
between Chester and Slavko's wife.
Yeah, there's a lot of
and I guess
backstory.
you have to fill it with something, but it probably would have been better if it was filled with one person's story instead of
because the only people I cared about
wife.
were the sisters.
Yeah,
I didn't really care about the fiance.
No, he was a kind of throwaway, and we're not, I think, meant to. But it was a weird relationship because before the girls got to the cabin, I didn't understand that they were going to see her fiance.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so then it was kind of a weird, like, I thought it was going to be an ex-boyfriend that she was going to run into and then strike up get back together with or something. And then, the only other second con or negative is the lighting. I think their nighttime scenes were just too hard to tell what was going on.
Yeah.
In multiple places, not one moment, but just most of their nighttime scenes were just too hard. As
a whole, it was a fun watch.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, the idea of these monsters developing more powers, that was really cool. A bit murky at times, just understanding what, like the one Sasquatch with the shockwave powers, I don't know where that came from.
It was pretty funny. I mean,
the humor was really good.
Yeah. I mean, my other disappointment, no deaf kids coming at the end.
That's true. The foreshadowing of the deaf kids in the bus, that was a missed opportunity. And not that I want to see a bunch of kids get killed, but in a movie like this, I want to see a bunch of kids get killed.
Good point. Well put. I definitely recommend this one.
I definitely would. Way over Zombievers.
Yeah.
And I didn't hate Zombievers. We watched that one, like I said, a while back, and it was fine. This one was definitely better than that.
I know you didn't like Wolf Cop.
I didn't like Wolf Cop for a different reason, but I will agree that the level of like violence and effects were similar to Wolf Cop.
Because you had some cool effects in it, like that gunshot to the stomach and it burbled up all the blood.
I mean, because it kind of had that slasher horror movie feel.
Your Cabin in the Woods movie,
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a good B movie.
Definitely,
It's got some really good actors in it for the
cameo kind of. Yeah. Some of the performances, like my wife came down while we were watching it, and at one point I think it was kind of while Chester was dying. Mm-hmm. My wife said, that girl looks like she's trying not to laugh. And it was Marla, who was like kind of off to the side, and she definitely looked like she was about to laugh. But I think in a movie like this, the performances were on par, with...
Yeah,
I felt like they were trying to make a B horror movie.
Yeah.
And so I think they nailed it as far as... making what they set out to make.
They knew what it was and didn't try to fight it.
Yeah, so I applaud them for knowing what they were making and executing it.
Yeah, I mean, other than the night stuff, it was shot pretty well.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with any other like camera work or filming, technical stuff. Yeah. There was one like the Slavko's wife slaps him. The sound was just off. Like the sound of the slap came early or something, but. I mean, that's just a minor, technical gripe.
But it's like it's not like you're watching it and being taken out of the movie because the whole time you're already out of the movie because it's so outrageous.
And it probably helped that we knew nothing about it going in.
Yeah,
and so we had no expectations. And I don't know if we want to rate this as far as like our normal typical. Rating out of 5?
You can't really because it's sort of a campy horror movie, but I think it's good enough to say that it's worth the watch.
I think that's a better, for this, I think we both recommend it.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see if this was on Netflix or, because like I said, Andy Gunn, the producer, sent us this movie, so I don't know how available it is. Is it on Hulu or Netflix or... anywhere else streaming, so I hope people can get a hold of this movie, because if you're just in the mood for monster horror type movie, I would definitely watch this.
Yeah, it'd be a fun group watch too.
For sure.
I don't think I'd have as much fun if I was sitting by myself watching it.
No.
Maybe still be good, but it's more fun to be with some people and watching it because you can, react. I think I found my Halloween costume.
Which this?
I want to be Electro Squatch.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get like a headband that looks like electricity or something.
Sure.
Because that's essentially what that looked like.
Just spray paint some coat hangers like blue, and like make them all squiggly. Stick them out. Any final thoughts on Love in the Time of Monsters?
It's an odd title.
Yeah. It's a mouthful.
Love in the Time of
What
Monsters.
else? What would you name it?
Oh man, you'd have to do something with Squatch in the
I think
title.
so.
It would have to be like
Zombie Sasquatch. I mean, I think that'd be like the obvious title, even though they're not really zombie Sasquatches.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't know.
I don't know what you call it. And I didn't really get a love story feel out of this movie.
I know they were trying to portray that with like
fiancé.
why she's doing all this is
Right.
because she loves him.
Yeah.
It would almost be like, oh man, I'd have to name it something where it's like those two sisters' fault.
Yeah.
Like the cursed sisters of Paul Bunyan or something.
Family Vacation.
They caused the axe to fall, and
Yeah.
somehow her being involved with him causes all this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Monster Vacation.
Monster Vacation, there you go. But yeah, Love in the Time of Monsters. It makes it sound like a epic love story.
Right, like a Pride and Prejudice and zombies.
Yeah. But,
Yeah.
oh, I got it. Adapt-a-Squatch.
Adapt-a-Squatch. I like that.
Just spitballing.
Yeah.
Adapt-a-Squatch.
We never saw the death of Doug Jones. He started fighting with that.
Oh, yeah,
Sasquatch.
he was going into like 1920s fisticuffs.
And it was like burning or something. There was a fire,
Yeah.
so I guess he got killed.
In the fire?
Yeah.
I don't
He
know.
didn't get a death
I don't
scene.
know
That
if I
sucks.
I don't know if I spotted him in the survivors
No,
with the ambulance and stuff.
I don't think so. I think the only survivors were Armando, and the two girls.
And the fiance.
And the fiance. Yeah.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah.
We'll have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, big thanks to Mr. Gunn.
Yeah. I'm glad he, reached out on Twitter, and, I was a little nervous about, like, if this was just a horrible movie, I would feel really bad about, like, reviewing someone's movie and, like, hating on it. But, I don't think
I was sort of hoping, okay, he's got some cockiness that it's not going to be awful.
Yeah, he must, obviously, is proud of his work, and he should be.
Yeah, it was really good. It was fun.
So, yeah, Andy, thank you for reaching out to us and sending us this movie to review. So
yeah, we'll be recommending it to friends and followers.
I think so, yeah.
It was a fun watch. It's going to be a good, like, Halloween time.
Right. And again,
movie.
I hope this movie is available, streaming, Netflix, somewhere.
Yeah. We'll do some more research and post where you can possibly find it. Maybe,
let people know where to watch it.
So. Yeah, and
Okay.
So that'll do it for this episode, I think.
Yeah,
We'll be back with our normal scheduled programming.
Yeah, this is kind of a weird, spin-off special episode. So yeah, we will return.
With a movie to be named.
Yeah. I'm not sure where we'll fit this episode in, so we might be back with Star Trek, Mad Max, something that's in our list. So we're not really sure where this episode's going to fall in. So
yep. All right.
Regardless, we'll be back. So
yep. Always remember, watch out for swamps and Sasquatch.
And say no to drugs.
That's right, kids.
Luke Skywalker and Han Solo rescued the princess, destroyed the Death Star, but their story didn't end there. Now, the creators of the biggest smash hit of all time bring you the next episode in the Star Wars saga, The Empire Strikes Back. Continuing story of our band of heroes. Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo, C-3PO, R2-D2, and Chewbacca. And introducing Lando Calrissian. It's an epic of romance. Of heroes and villains. They cross trackless voids to unknown worlds. A galactic odyssey against oppression. A big, new, sprawling space adventure in the Star Wars saga, The Empire Strikes Back. Coming to your galaxy next summer.